The release of Diamond and Pearl brought about a new mechanic in the trading card game. Level X's introduced additional hit points, extra abilities, and attacks to some of our most powerful Pokemon already in the format, and really did change up the TCG. As well as that, they came with great silver holographic borders and plenty of good artworks. With the release of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl just around the corner, I thought I'd go over my top 6 Level X cards. So it is just my personal top 6 here, but we are going to be rating based on artwork as well as their competitive viability, as is my nature. We're going to start off though with one that is completely based on the artwork. This card saw very niche competitive play and wasn't all that good, but Charizard G makes the list nonetheless. It was an awesome Japanese promotional card that had some excellent sparkle and was the best chase card from the Supreme Victors expansion. And man, the artwork just kills me here. The fire coming through, sweeping across the card, going off the border with the artwork of Cyrus and the dark background is just awesome. A throwback almost to Dark Charizard from the Team Rocket set, and that's what lands it at number 6 on this list. In at number 5, we actually have my favourite Pokemon, Empoleon. Empoleon was blessed in the Diamond and Pearl expansion. It did very well in the World Championships over a number of years, starting with the base set Diamond and Pearl and moving into the Majestic Dawn Empoleon. Both of these were very competitively viable, and sometimes you could see the Level X being paired here. Having that Supreme Command ability was very disruptive to many archetypes and could keep people off big combo cards, which was a really big deal when people were trying to use Claydol engines back in the day. So disrupting that element was definitely an important option here, and it had a great sniping attack. Expensive to get going, but really was a good payoff for the Empoleon deck. I've gone for the promo version of the Empoleon that you could get in the tin. Not only was one of the first products I opened when I got back into the trading card game, but I think it has a slight edge on the set version in terms of artwork. In at number 4, we are going to have Garchomp C Level X. Now, we've actually just received this in the form of Celebrations. Garchomp and Luxray both were Level X inclusions from the Celebration set, showing their iconic status. And that's exactly what Garchomp was all about here. It was a focal point in these SP-based decks, which were utilizing Pokemon where you would normally have to evolve, and in this instance, they were treated as basic Pokemon, had slightly different stats and a few item cards that would work specifically for SP Pokemon, but whenever you think about this mechanic, Garchomp is always at the forefront, being able to heal your entire board of SP Pokemon, as well as having that Dragon Rush sniping attack. It was an excellent finisher to the deck to allow you to pick off things on the bench for easy prize cards, or just have more control, knocking out things like Claydols on the opponent's side of the board, which was once again such a huge draw engine in the era. It really was an iconic card. We got the recognition in Celebrations, and right here, it's also making my list. In at number 3, we have another world's winning archetype. Gardevoir Gallade is iconic in the Diamond and Pearl era. Definitely in those opening stages, Gardevoir came out in Secret Wonders, as did the Gallade. They worked in tandem with one another, and the Level X was really just cream on top here, having that teleportation ability, allowing you to jump in and out of your active Pokemon more freely, and also having that bring down option as an attacking threat was excellent. I really do like the artwork on Gardevoir as well. It's simple, it's effective, the colors work really nicely here. It's a very elegant card all round and really does offer a great throwback to one of the best decks of all time. In at number 2, we have the Platinum Arceus's Gengar Level X. Now, this artwork completely blows me away. The shadow ball that the Gengar is making and the grin that he has on his face with the eyes lit up in red, just a stunning card. I think my favorite Gengar artwork of all time, actually. It just looks fantastic. And when you think about it from a competitive standpoint, Gengar was very playable back in the day. The Stormfront Gengar with that fainting spell and Poltergeist. A really, really good attacking option. And this Level X option allowed you to remove Level X's from the opponent's side of the field and actually force them to shuffle them back into the deck. That oftentimes meant that Pokemon had less hit points, so it almost acted like a damage mod in a way, as well as disrupting the opponent from their core strategy, keeping them not being able to find their level X cards because they were traditionally a little bit more difficult to find than other Pokemon in their decks. And also it had the Compound Pain attack, which would allow you to set up multiple knockouts around the board, or if you'd already set up KOs with the Gengar, you can finish a load of things off all in one go. A really great finisher for the Gengar archetypes. That just leaves number one, and for me, it's Flygon Level X. This encapsulates, once again, the playability aspect as well as this gorgeous artwork. Again, the blues, the craziness that's going on with the eye and the pose that the Flygon is in just is fantastic for me. I love the contrasting colors going on here as well. Even just the fact that it's a white border card in general just looks great to me. Again, a playable card. Flygon was one of the original stall decks ever created in the TCG, where you are simply physically milling cards from the top deck of the opponent and not necessarily trying to win by taking 6 prize cards. This is a mechanic that has come in different various forms over the years, but the Flygon is very obvious here, and when it's active it forces the card off the top of the opponent's deck. So many archetypes were built around this Flygon, just trying to trap things in the active position, not allow them to retreat out, and then just take cards away from them. So developed a new win condition. But at the same time, the Flygon was also able to put pressure on and deal one-hit KOs when need be, dealing with big threats from the opponent. So it was this perfect balance, really, of your opponent having to keep up in a prize race, but also having to be aware of their resources that could get randomly milled from the top of their deck, and making sure they still had enough into those late games if Flygon made a transition and turned into a stalling deck. So one of the most intricate and interesting decks to play of its era, something that I really enjoy. There's a lot of complexity to this sort of archetype. Flygon, again, one of my favorite Pokemon, and the artwork is just tremendous. That's why it has to go as my number one Level X card. There's plenty of other great competitive cards from the Level X era. They really were the standout pieces. And there's plenty of other great artwork as well. So let me know your favorites down below. What makes your top 6 list? Would you have liked to see more possibly from Celebrations? Are you enjoying opening that set? And are you looking forward to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? It's when I made that transition from just being a casual player to a competitive player. So it really does ring home to me. It's definitely going to be a game that I will be picking up and playing. Hope you enjoy this top 6, and I'll be back soon for another video. Cheers.